What if I told you that your brain and body don't have to age at the rate society has conditioned you to believe? What if right now you could slow down cellular aging, ignite youthful energy, and protect your brain like it's still 25? After 50, most people assume decline is inevitable. That's wrong. It's not age that breaks us down. It's the habits we adopt or fail to adopt every single day. And the science is clear. Small, consistent shifts in behavior create massive, compounding effects on vitality, cognition, and longevity. So today, I'm going to give you 6 golden habits. These are not gimmicks. These are evidence-backed strategies to reclaim your energy, protect your mental edge, and stay biologically young well into your 70s and 80s. These habits are rooted in neuroscience, circadian biology, hormone optimization, and neuroplasticity. They're simple but powerful. One of the most powerful and underappreciated habits for staying youthful after 50 is the consistent exposure to natural sunlight within the first 30 minutes of waking. This simple act has profound effects on how the body regulates hormones, energy levels, and even mood. When natural light enters the eyes in the early part of the day, it signals a specific part of the brain, the suprachiasmatic nucleus, to reset the body's internal clock, also known as the circadian rhythm. This rhythm controls countless biological functions, including when we feel alert, when we get tired, how our body processes food, and even how efficiently we heal. After 50, circadian rhythms tend to become less precise. This can lead to problems such as difficulty falling asleep, fragmented rest, low morning energy, and inconsistent mood. But regular early morning light exposure acts as a natural anchor, pulling the circadian rhythm back into alignment. The effect is not just about feeling more awake in the morning. It has lasting biological consequences throughout the day. Cortisol, often misunderstood as a purely stress hormone, is meant to spike in the early hours to promote alertness and physical readiness. Morning sunlight causes that healthy cortisol spike, which is essential for proper metabolism, focus, and emotional balance. At the same time, exposure to natural light in the morning helps regulate melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep. When the brain receives a clear signal that it is daytime, it suppresses melatonin early, which helps ensure that melatonin production ramps up at night at the proper time. This improves the ability to fall asleep quickly and achieve deep, restorative sleep, something that becomes increasingly important for recovery and cognitive maintenance as we age. In addition to balancing cortisol and melatonin, sunlight in the early day also boosts serotonin in production. Serotonin is linked to feelings of well-being and calm, and is a precursor to melatonin. As serotonin rises during the day, it not only supports a stable mood, but also contributes to better sleep later that night. Over time, this daily practice can reduce the risk of anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders, conditions that become more prevalent with age. This habit requires no equipment, no gym membership, and no supplements. Just stepping outside for 5 to 10 minutes, even on cloudy days, and allowing natural light to hit the eyes, not through a window or sunglasses, is enough to signal the body and brain that the day has begun. It's a powerful cue that aligns the entire system, and it's one of the simplest yet most profound tools available for staying biologically young after 50. Maintaining strength through resistance training becomes a crucial component of staying youthful after the age of 50. As the body ages, one of the most noticeable and concerning changes is the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength, a condition known as sarcopenia. This decline doesn't just affect physical appearance or performance. It has deep consequences for overall health, mobility, and even cognitive function. But the good news is that strength training acts as a powerful intervention that can slow, stop, and even reverse many of these age-related declines. Engaging in resistance training just 2 to 3 times per week sends a powerful signal to the body to preserve and build lean muscle tissue. This is essential not only for maintaining physical independence, but also for metabolic health. Muscle acts as a metabolic engine. It helps regulate blood sugar, improves insulin sensitivity, and supports fat metabolism. Without regular strength building activity, the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, obesity, and chronic fatigue increases significantly with age. Additionally, strength training stimulates the release of critical signaling molecules called myokines. These substances are released by muscles during contraction and have far-reaching effects throughout the body. Myokines help reduce inflammation, enhance brain function, and support the immune system. They also influence neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to adapt and grow, which becomes increasingly important after 50 for maintaining memory, focus, and emotional resilience. Another powerful benefit of resistance training is its impact on bone density. As we get older, bones naturally become more brittle, raising the risk of fractures and osteoporosis. However, lifting weights and using resistance bands create mechanical stress on bones, which encourages them to rebuild stronger and denser. This process becomes especially vital for postmenopausal women and older men who are at higher risk of bone-related issues. The neurological benefits of resistance training should not be overlooked either. Research shows that regular strength-based exercise enhances cognitive function, particularly executive function and working memory. It improves coordination, balance, and reaction time, skills that directly translate to real-world safety and confidence, particularly in preventing falls and injuries. The key is consistency and progression. It's not about lifting heavy weights like a bodybuilder. It's about engaging the muscles with safe, moderate resistance in a structured way. Bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, or light dumbbells can be incredibly effective. The act of progressively challenging the body builds resilience. With each repetition, the message sent to the body is one of vitality and strength, and over time, that message transforms into lasting physical and cognitive youthfulness. Deliberate cold exposure is an emerging yet deeply effective practice that can significantly support longevity and youthfulness after the age of 50. While it may seem uncomfortable at first, exposing the body to brief periods of cold, such as through cold showers or ice bath, triggers a series of physiological responses that build resilience, sharpen mental clarity, and reduce chronic inflammation. These benefits become particularly relevant as the body naturally becomes more susceptible to inflammation, reduced stress tolerance, and slower recovery with age. When the body is exposed to cold, it immediately activates the sympathetic nervous system, also known as the fight or flight system. This results in a rapid increase in the release of norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter and hormone that enhances alertness, focus, and mood. This surge of norepinephrine also acts as a natural anti-inflammatory agent, reducing chronic low-grade inflammation that is often linked to many age-related diseases such as arthritis, cardiovascular issues, and cognitive decline. Over time, regular cold exposure helps recalibrate how the body responds to both physical and emotional stressors, making it more adaptive and less reactive. Another important benefit of cold exposure is its impact on metabolic health. The body begins to activate brown adipose tissue, commonly known as brown fat, during exposure to cold temperatures. Unlike white fat, which stores energy, brown fat burns energy to produce heat, helping maintain core temperature. This thermogenic process increases overall metabolic rate, which is beneficial for maintaining healthy weight and energy levels, especially when metabolism tends to slow down with age. Cold exposure also contributes to improved circulation. As blood vessels constrict and then expand in response to cold, this dynamic process enhances vascular function, which supports heart health and efficient delivery of nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. Better circulation means better nutrient delivery to muscles and organs, including the brain, which is essential for maintaining both physical and cognitive function later in life. Psychologically, repeated cold exposure builds mental toughness and stress resilience. Choosing to engage in a physically challenging yet controlled experience rewires the brain's relationship with discomfort. Over time, this can reduce anxiety, improve self-regulation, and increase overall confidence. The discipline of stepping into cold reinforces a mindset of strength and adaptability, which translates into other areas of life. For those over 50, incorporating even brief periods of cold exposure starting with 30 seconds and building up to a few minutes can serve as a powerful tool to reinforce youth, supporting mechanisms in the body. It is a simple, drug-free method that taps into ancient biological systems to rejuvenate physical and mental performance. One of the most transformative yet overlooked strategies for maintaining youthfulness after 50 is adopting a consistent overnight fasting routine, typically in the range of 12 to 14 hours. This practice, also known as time-restricted eating, aligns the body's internal processes with its natural circadian rhythms. As we age, metabolic flexibility tends to decline, insulin sensitivity decreases, and inflammation becomes more chronic, all of which contribute to accelerated aging and the onset of age-related diseases. Overnight fasting provides the body with a window of recovery during which these issues can be directly addressed at the cellular level. When the body is not constantly digesting food, it has the opportunity to enter a biological repair mode. One of the most important processes that occurs during this fasting state is autophagy, a cellular recycling mechanism where old, damaged, or dysfunctional cells are broken down and cleared out. This natural cleanup process helps reduce the accumulation of cellular debris that contributes to aging, inflammation, and disease. By giving the body regular periods of fasting, autophagy is activated more effectively, promoting longevity and cellular rejuvenation. In addition to cellular cleanup, fasting improves insulin sensitivity, which is a key factor in preventing type 2 diabetes and maintaining stable energy levels throughout the day. As insulin resistance becomes more common with age, even modest fasting windows can help regulate blood glucose and reduce metabolic stress. This metabolic balance not only supports healthy weight management, but also enhances cognitive function and reduces the risk of neurodegenerative conditions. Another powerful effect of overnight fasting is the reduction of systemic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is often referred to as inflammaging because it is closely associated with many of the symptoms of aging, including joint pain, fatigue, and brain fog. Fasting reduces the activity of pro-inflammatory pathways and allows the immune system to reset, promoting a more balanced and responsive state of health. This habit also has a positive influence on hormonal rhythms, particularly those related to hunger and satiety. Leptin and ghrelin, two key hormones that regulate appetite, become more balanced with consistent fasting, reducing cravings and helping to naturally calibrate food intake. Over time, this contributes to a healthier relationship with food and more mindful eating patterns. Establishing a 12 to 14-hour fasting window is accessible for most people. For example, finishing dinner by 7 p.m. and eating breakfast around 9 a.m. allows the body to reset and engage in repair. It's a sustainable lifestyle choice that doesn't require extreme dieting or supplements, just consistency. For those over 50, this single adjustment can unlock powerful anti-aging benefits at the metabolic, hormonal, and cellular levels. Sleep is one of the most critical foundations of youthfulness, especially after the age of 50. While it's often overlooked or sacrificed in today's fast-paced lifestyle, deep, consistent sleep is where the body performs its most essential repair work. As people age, sleep patterns often become lighter and more fragmented, which can negatively impact everything from memory and immune function to hormone balance and emotional stability. Prioritizing high-quality sleep is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity for maintaining a youthful, resilient body and mind. During sleep, the brain undergoes a process of restoration that is impossible to replicate while awake. One of the most important processes that occurs is glymphatic clearance, where cerebrospinal fluid washes through the brain, flushing out metabolic waste and toxins such as beta amyloid, which has been linked to cognitive decline and Alzheimer's disease. This cleansing mechanism is most active during deep, slow-wave sleep, making it vital for protecting long-term brain health and mental sharpness. At the same time, sleep is when the body regulates key hormones. Growth hormone, which plays a major role in muscle repair, fat metabolism, and tissue regeneration, is primarily released during deep sleep. Testosterone, another hormone essential for vitality in both men and women, is also closely tied to sleep quality. Poor or inconsistent sleep disrupts the balance of these hormones, leading to fatigue, mood instability, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. Restorative sleep helps the body build and maintain muscle, manage weight, and support a positive emotional state. Another powerful benefit of proper sleep is its impact on the immune system. As we get older, immunity tends to weaken, but sufficient sleep boosts the activity of natural killer cells and improves the immune response to pathogens. This enhanced defense system helps prevent illness and promotes quicker recovery from stress or injury, both of which become more important with age. Sleep also plays a critical role in emotional regulation and cognitive performance. It affects the brain's ability to manage stress, make decisions, and store new memories. Even one night of poor sleep can lead to irritability, slower thinking, and reduced focus. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can mimic the cognitive effects of aging and increase the risk of neurodegenerative diseases. To support youthful functioning after 50, it's essential to maintain a regular sleep-wake schedule, limit blue light exposure before bed, keep the bedroom cool and dark, and avoid stimulants like caffeine late in the day. These small, practical adjustments can dramatically improve the quality of sleep and, in turn, rejuvenate the mind and body from the inside out.